It takes one person to change a life. Not a negative person, a positive person. But all it takes is one person.
Wow.
Let me be that one person to help you. Let you believe in yourself, because that one person could change your life forever. I'm that person.
Awesome.
I'm gonna believe in you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hype you up. I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna just support you through the good and the bad.
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Joseph Chacon with the CQ Real Estate Group. We're over here with Isaac Velarde of Kings of Nutrition. What's up, my man?
I'm over here, man, bright and early, man.
Bright and early.
Bright and early, ready to rock and roll today.
Yeah, this is one of the other early birds that I know in my life. This guy starts rocking it first thing in the morning.
In fact, we were texting while he was at the gym and I was on the treadmill, right?
Yeah, absolutely. On the treadmill, the cool thing about today was, and he didn't tell me this, let me just tell you. Today is this dude's birthday, 45 years old,
yes.
Which is really awesome. He's just telling me that his goal this morning, since his hip replacement, was to go and run for 45 minutes and one extra to go to that 46 minutes. You got one for the first 45 years and then one for extra for the next,
yes,
right?
Sir. And I had to run, consecutively like that since I had got my hip replacement, so it was a great accomplishment to get it done. And, it's a great way to start the day, mastering a goal that you just make up in your head. Woke up this morning, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, let's do 45 plus one.
Absolutely.
And I was getting there, I was like, I can do this.
I can do this.
I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. Mind over matter, right?
Mind over matter. That's
yes.
Pretty impressive. And that, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was mindset. But before we get into that, let me just tell you guys, I know Isaac through my cousin Michelle. They are engaged to be married, which I'm really excited about for them. And I met him through a real estate transaction, met this dude, found out that this dude's mindset was just unreal. It's the first thing I noticed about you, Isaac, actually. And I'm like, man, he just knows the grind and he knows how to stay consistent and go right at it. It's quite impressive. And so when we wanted to start off these business to business interviews, I got to tell you, you're one of the first people I had in mind to put you on the show. So thank you for coming on today.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. And like we were talking about just before we came on set, whatever knowledge I have, I'm willing to help and share that with everybody, because knowledge is free, and if we can share it with others so that they can be better, it makes all of us better at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely. It goes a long way. Well, let's get into that. So I know I've seen the pictures. People have seen the pictures, and I've heard a little bit about the story, but I don't know the full story. Right. And I know you went through a journey to get to the mindset of where you are today. So let's talk a little bit about that. Tell me about your journey from where you started to where you are now, and what you went through to get to where you are today.
Well, I grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I had two amazing parents, two of the most amazing parents. As you saw, the reason why it's my birthday is because they FaceTime me to say or sing happy birthday. That's something that they do every year.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's very special to me.
That's cool.
In fact, I was kind of hurt because it was a little bit later. They're getting a little older. They're getting a little older. My dad used to be up at 4 o'clock every morning just like me.
Really?
So you talk about learning. It was instilled since I was a young age. Wonderful parents. I have an amazing sister that's just as amazing to me. She's one of the head managers at Liberty Mutual branch here in Albuquerque. She rocks as well too. But growing up, we grew up in Santa Fe, in the church. Big part of our life. Family was huge, and something that I've just was instilled in me, right? Those values, the culture of family, celebrations, gatherings. I know being part of your family now, it's huge to you guys as well too. And it feels good because our family is not as close as what it once was. So it's good to see your guys' family that's similar like that.
Awesome.
And it brings back a lot of good memories when I'm around you guys.
Right.
I'm an observer, so you'll see I don't talk a lot. But when me and you get talking, same thing too. I noticed you were a quiet guy, and then we got to know each other, and then we start talking. We don't ever shut up, so we might call each other at 9 o'clock at night, and our families are looking at us like, it's 10:30, it's 11, dude, it's time to go to bed, right? Through this process of life, I grew up in Santa Fe, culture-based, we did a lot of eating, celebrating through food. One thing that happened to me when I was young, and it's something that I talk about, is I was sexually abused by a family member when I was about 7, 8 years old. And I was pretty thin and like normal as a 7, 8 year old. But when I incurred that drama in my life, and it just affected me. I went to food as a form of relief.
Okay.
And through that, I gained a ton of weight just in like a couple of years, right?
Really?
And then from there going forward, through life, I just didn't have control of, you know, this urge to eat. And at the time, and as a young kid, you don't even know what happened to you, and now you're wondering why you're different or what changed and why food is the center of everything. And yes, we celebrated, but now out of controlling of, I was eating, you know, at my grandma's, at my parents, anywhere there was food, even after school. We used to have a snack, but then the snacking went from being one snack to trying to sneak food or have extra food. It just was a feeling that was uncontrollable, just like an addiction. But who's to know as a 9-year-old what an addiction is and what it looks like, right? I was always in sports, so I was very active. I wrestled, played football, played basketball, very active in life. I was very goal orientated, even when I was a young kid. So anything I always put my mind to, I could achieve. But there's always one thing in life I just couldn't beat, and that was the addiction to food. And I like to tell my clients now, the one piece of the puzzle, especially my women that are very successful, business, life, family, you know, they always have that one piece that is missing. And I said it's that puzzle piece that you just don't know where it goes yet. A week out of high school, I started college. By the time I was 20 years old, I had my first college degree. I started at Intel Corporation, where I served for 21 years. After that time, they sent me back to school. I got another business management degree, and I worked from being just a technician at the lowest grade, and I finished as an engineer.
Wow.
I worked my way up the ranks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
In my adult life, I met an amazing woman that I was married to about 14 years, and we had one daughter together. I had a son that I raised since he was 7 years old from a previous woman. She had a son that was about the same age as my son, right? And they used to like to tell everybody they were twin brothers, right? Because they both looked similar. They were both biracial, and they both used to like telling everybody they were real brothers. And I raised him as well.
Wow.
And going through this process, I got too uncomfortable on bearing weight. The thresholds every year just kept on going up, and I was really good at losing weight, but then I'd gain even more weight. The threshold would go higher, 5-10 pounds heavier each year.
Wow.
So, you know, it's something that wasn't comfortable, but I used to like telling everybody, I'm doing this for my family. I was coaching basketball, track, football. I was being very involved in my family and my kids' lives, to the point where I was not taking care of myself. But it was an excuse, because there's no reason why you shouldn't take care of yourself. We were eating out after practice, you know, snacking, you know, after games, going for pizza, you know, trying to be that dad, right? And it was cool, but at the same token, it was taking a toll on my health. You know, I found myself at 32 years old. I was 321 pounds. I'd already found out about 3 or 4 years earlier that I was going to need a hip replacement because I was having pain in my hip.
Oh, wow.
You know, I just felt terrible. Walking, tying my shoe. I like to tell a little joke with my clients that I had to pick between tying my shoe or fainting because my belly was in the way, right? That was just a terrible feeling, right? Because I was so big. But I was a high performer, so that didn't stop me, and I was always in the gym. One of the things that people will tell you, even from 20 years ago, I was always a hard worker. And one of the questions was frequently asked to me when I was in the gym is older guys, women, men would come up to me and they're like, man, you're such a hard worker. Why are you so fat?
Yeah, really?
Dude, like, I can't even
Was that motivating for you?
No, it was very discouraging. It used to make me cry. It was a question that as an engineer, you always want to know why. What was wrong with me? What couldn't I get right? I didn't know it was the nutrition, because I would do these fad diets because I was overweight. I was a target. Everybody used to try and sell me everything to help me lose weight, but they weren't trying to help me. They were trying to make money, right? So, through this process, I probably bought over $5,000-$10,000 worth of supplements to help me lose weight. But, I used to have these people come up, and it used to be very, very heartbreaking. And then just through high school, I was very popular, athletic, had a lot of friends, but then I started to isolate. Depression was very bad. Suicide was very bad. I was always trying to hurt myself. I didn't want to live no more. And I lived with this since about 16, I think, all the way till my mid-30s. I dealt with these mental issues and trying to get over them. I've been on every medication. I even had to do a little stint at the mental hospital off of Central back in the day, just because I didn't feel stable. And like I said, I was a high performer, but my weight was dragging me down. And it was making me feel worse and worse and worse. And work, high performer, coaching, very successful. In my personal life, I just didn't feel good and very good about myself. So that was just something I couldn't fix. So, I went through the process of having weight loss surgery because I had no other answers. I couldn't do it anymore. My weight was just going higher and higher. My doctor told me, guess what? You have about another year or two maybe at this rate and you're gonna die. A couple years before that, I had a good friend of ours through coaching his kids. He passed away. And he was just a couple of years older than me. So I went through the process, I did it. I probably lost 105 pounds through the process. And if you have a chance, you'll take a look at that second picture on the wall up there.
Okay.
And I just hated the way I looked.
Yeah.
I felt I looked better as a bigger guy, right?
Yeah.
And I just looked very unhealthy, diminished, no muscle tone, nothing.
Right.
What started to come back were those bad eting habits. Started having nachos for lunch. As your stomach starts to get normal again, they don't tell you can rock like the old you, right? It might hurt and you might throw up. But so I gained about 16, 20 pounds back. And then I had this amazing woman that I call her my angel, Valerie Ortega. She reached out to me and she had a similar program. She was working for this business and she's like, we're looking for people to sponsor. Do you want to come in? They ended up sponsoring me and I went through her program. Okay. Not only did I lose those 20 pounds, but I lost another 60 pounds on top of that.
Wow.
Just through health and nutrition.
Yeah.
And she taught me where to focus my efforts and she helped me tune up my workouts and stuff. And we're almost to the end of this journey. You're going to do a bodybuilding competition. I was like, yeah, you're funny.
Really? Okay, I was wondering how that was brought to you. Okay.
She was like, you're going to do it. I was like, no, I'm not. She's like, yeah, you are.
You are.
And I was like, okay. I was like, we'll go through the process.
Okay.
Right? And even the week before, I was like, there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
She worked her magic and we got on stage and it was all over from that point, you know.
Well, how, break that down. How was that feeling for you? I mean, you got to the point from the journey you were on to being on stage at a bodybuilding competition. What was your mindset at that moment?
I was just in killer mode, like I am today.
Yeah.
I wasn't focused on the task of getting on stage.
Okay.
I was focused on the task of working my butt off in the gym, following everything she wanted me to do, because at that point, I wanted to make her proud. It wasn't even about me at the end of the day. I wanted to make her proud as a person, that I represented her appropriately, because she took her time out to sponsor me, where she could have probably filled out with a paying customer, because she was very great at what she does. She was very high in demand at the time as well too, right?
Yeah.
She wrote me the plan.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those coachable people because I was in.
And you didn't want to disappoint. I ain't gonna disappoint. We're just gonna get it done.
Yeah. Whatever happened, happened.
Right.
She told me, trust in the process. It'll take you where you want to go.
Awesome.
Today, she'll tell you I'm one of the hardest working people she's ever known.
Wow.
And she's so proud of me because everything I've told her I'm gonna do, I do.
Okay.
Right. And it's because I don't focus on the end point. I focus on the road to get to that point. And then once I get to that point, what's next?
Absolutely.
What's next, right?
Absolutely.
I got into the business of doing the bodybuilding thing. I did that for about 3 or 4 years. And through this, people really noticed my transformation even before I got into the bodybuilding.
Okay.
And I was always getting these questions. How did you do it? Blah, blah, blah. Help me, help me, help me. At the beginning, it was just transformation. I was doing some motivational speaking, you know, just talking to people about my process. And then started interesting me. I talked to her and I said, I think I want to try and do something myself. I started developing and doing research. I got certified because I worked at Intel. I was really good with process control and troubleshooting, developing and structuring processes and flows and understanding. And I started running all these tests on myself. I was my own science. Started feeding myself a little bit different than what she taught me. And I just wanted to understand how the different nutritional macronutrients work with my body. Kind of got a baseline, and then I started tweaking stuff. Some things worked, some things didn't. You know, after my first competition, I had these 3 friends. I would call them friends. They were friends from Las Lunas. They're like, can you help us get ready for next year?
Awesome.
I was like, yeah. Give me $100. I'll help you.
I'll call it a day.
I'll call it a day.
And that's where King of Nutrition was born, but you didn't know it at that point.
No, King of Kings Superior was like, it was my destiny at that point, right? And I just didn't understand. So I helped them, and then through that process, other people wanted help. And they were referring clients to me, so I had a little pocket of people in Las Lunas. And that's where I got started. It was about 10 to 12 people over there. I'd drive there every Sunday, and I'd meet them either, and she is a pet groomer. And she let me work out of her salon, or we'd do it at another place. And we were always moving locations, you know. I was just trying to help people. I started to develop my clientele, and I started a home-based business. So I started this business with 3 people. I had to move here a couple years ago because they started reporting me at my homeowners association. I was seeing about 100 to 110 clients a day, and they were not very happy about it. But it was mostly during the day. But they still didn't enjoy it. You know, I got accused of selling drugs, and
oh my gosh.
And you know,
through the HOA?
Yeah. Well, no, through my neighbors.
Oh no.
My neighbors, right? My neighbors were not very happy with me, so they were giving me grief. And I promised them I'd leave, and about a couple years ago, I invested in this place. Since then, we're about 150, 160 clients. When we first started here, we blossomed into 275 clients over the past year and a half. I just hired 2 people last year. I hired another 2 people this year. Last month was a record-breaking sales month for us. I always have a goal that I'm working towards. I'm not happy being just who I am.
Right.
I will always want to be better, and it's not even about competition for me.
Right.
It's about helping as many people as I can. I believe I have a gift. I'm going to use the gift till the Lord changes my direction. So I'm going to try and help as many people. I'm going to develop my program. I'm going to develop programs to help in other ways other than through the nutritional counseling that I have developed. And at the end of the day, I just want to serve the Lord and make Him happy now, because that's one that I should be striving to make proud each day.
Right.
And that's where my purpose is every day. At the beginning, I didn't know what my purpose was. And when you find your purpose in life, it's the most amazing thing ever. And I tell people, I feel like the Matrix, especially when I'm in here. I can move things slowly and move them around. And I know what everybody's always doing. And, I'm able to make a connection with people, because what we're focusing on is health and sustainability. Weight loss isn't even part of this process. Can I make you healthier? Can I show you something that will last a lifetime? Because at the end of the day, I got to show you what you can do now, what you can do in moderation, and what you want to avoid in the future to make this a lifestyle. Because guess what? We're trying to change habits. Just like I told you, when I was young, we grew up having bad habits. I used to always joke, people used to tell me, well, why are you so big? Well, I'm big bone. No, I'm not a dinosaur. We all have the same bones. I had bad habits, and those were passed on from my family. They were, a lot of them were very overweight. So what I'm doing now is try and instill good habits into families so that they can change that paradigm for their families. And we don't have to tell our kids, you can't leave this table till you're done eating all your food. They have smaller stomachs. Why would we do that? Do we have to celebrate everything? Cousin Chewy's dog's birthday, we don't have to celebrate that, right? We don't. We don't. We can acknowledge it, but we don't have to celebrate it, right? These are the things that I'm trying to teach people, along with how their bodies work with the different macronutrients. And I think that's what makes me successful, because at the end of the day, there's so many people out here doing the same thing. I will not ever beg on anybody. I don't support everything what people do, but I do say that everybody has a piece in this puzzle, right? My piece is an important piece because I think I have a gift that I can share. Everything I've developed and learned from Intel, I implemented it into this program. So not only are we talking about nutrition, and I know how to deal with people because I do have so many people. So not only do I know how to tailor my program to the different learning styles. Everybody doesn't come in here and they're nice and wanting to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe they did come in with high hopes and now it became difficult in week 3 or 4. How do I coach them and keep them going in the right direction, or keep them from quitting? When people quit from my program, I take it personal. I'm like, what did I do wrong? How can I make this better? I'm always trying to develop my processes and improve myself and my business so that we can give people a better service. That's why I brought in these women. I have 4 women working for me, all different walks of life. I tell them, observe me, observe my processes. What am I doing wrong? What am I getting lazy on? What can I do better? At first it was a struggle. Me and my sister was like, you do this, and I was like, I'm the boss. Leave me alone. Right? And now we've had a better relationship where we have an open, I listen. And I said, you know what? You're right. Let's try it out. Maybe my outlook or my perspective is wrong. And that's what's so amazing about this and about being a business owner. I was just talking to Michelle this morning, and I'm like, I can't even believe where I'm going right now. I wake up every morning and I'm like, I don't understand how this is coming about the way it is. And I believe it's through the Lord's will, right?
Absolutely. And that's, you're really going to have that to get to the levels that you're going to, And it was funny what you said about habits. That really resonates with me. And I try to put myself in a position of being one of your clients, and I can imagine that some of these people have 10, 20, 30, 40-year habits that you're having to help them break. I mean, where do you think their biggest struggle is with that, and how important do you think your role is to help them overcome those habits?
The biggest roadblock is ourselves, right? What are we capable of? We don't ever have enough time to do anything, but we're always on our phones or watching TV or doing things that aren't conducive to improving ourselves. What I hear is time, and then social gatherings. Well, I got to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going on a trip, blah, blah, blah. These are excuses. If we want to do something, we'll make it a priority. What I try and teach people is how to make themselves a priority. Like I told you about my women. Very successful women through here. Some that will make you cry. Or have made you cry before, right? But they come in here and they open up and they're crying. Why? Because one piece of the puzzle isn't solved. And that's taking care of themselves. Self-love. They're so strong to everybody else, they can't be weak, but they're very weak inside because guess what? There's something that bothers them. Confident as they exude themselves to everybody else, they may not be confident inside because they're not as healthy as they want to be, or they may not fit in article of item clothes, or they're always being judged by others. And just because we don't show that we get hurt by others, it hurt. Like you said, did it drive you? No, it hurt me. I went home and cried. Did I cry at the gym? Hell no.
No way.
Right? No.
Save it for the house.
Yeah, so
those people that are your clients today, they had to go through a process to make a decision to get in front of you, okay? Whether it's in front of you or just making a decision in general to change their lifestyle. What advice do you have for those people going through that process of saying, hey, is it time to make a change? Should I make a change? Have I even focused on myself enough to make that change? What advice do you have to those people for the audience out there?
My advice is like anything. Everything is a risk. Is the risk worth the reward, right? Are you willing to invest in yourself and believe in yourself? I'll tell you right now, I'll bet on myself all day long. Will I lose sometimes? Hell yeah. But I'll bet on myself because my drive and my dedication and my discipline is just above average. Most people have that in them. It takes one person to believe in them. I'm that person. I'm gonna believe in you. I'm gonna hype you up. I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna just support you through the good and the bad. It takes one person to change a life. Not a negative person, a positive person. That's not always nice in here. There's days where I'll go through 6 or 7 people in a day crying because this is an emotional process. But all it takes is one person. Let me be that one person to help you, let you believe in yourself, because that one person could change your life forever. People come in here as of lately, and it's been kind of cool because they're like, you have the best job in the whole wide world. Now, instead of helping one person, I'm helping 275 people.
Absolutely.
And I'm building a team to help me. And I used to get judged a lot because I used to have all these high numbers and people couldn't relate, or they used to say I was not giving a good service. That's not true. How do you use your time? How do you manage your process to ensure everybody gets what they need? I've mastered that. So guess what? You might say I'm not able to do it. I tell you I can. There's 275 people right now that will tell you the same thing.
Wow, that's amazing. Isaac, this has been incredible, and I want to thank you for coming on the show today. There's a lot to unpack here. There's about 20 questions I didn't get to today, so we're going to have to do a podcast, all right? We're going to have to get that out. But at the end of the day, I want you to tell the audience, how do people get a hold of you if they want to start on your program and look into it? Where do they go?
Well, there's a couple ways. One is on my social media, Isaac Velarde. You can go ahead and Google me or find me and search me on Facebook and Instagram. Another way is my business office, 505-659-7224 is my phone number. And then King of Kings, SuperiorNutrition.com. You could always find us there.
Awesome.
And if you guys find us on Google, we're the highest reviewed nutritional site at 75 5-star reviews. So we're always on Google.
Always excelling, dude. You're always excelling.
Man, I'm waiting for 100. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. We need 25 more reviews, okay?
Let's make it happen. Isaac, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Appreciate it.